This is the Moving Indiana Real Estate Show on News Talk 1190 WOWO. And now 92.3 FM. Visit them online at movingindiana.com. This hour will bring you the latest news and home trends in Fort Wayne and all of Indiana. Now, here's Tony and Colin.
Good morning, Northern Indiana. This is the Moving Indiana Real Estate Show, the first episode. How you doing today, Colin?
I'm good, Tony. How are you?
I'm Tony Didier here with Colin Thompson, and we're from Coldwell Banker Roth Worley Graber Realtors. We are the #1 real estate company in Northern Indiana. We have offices all over Fort Wayne, also in Huntington, Angola, Warsaw, Elkhart, South Bend. If you're listening to us and you have a house to sell, I'm sure we can help you out. Me personally, I'm the marketing director for the company, so that's how I get to be on the radio show. I help our agents out with their marketing and work on our website. Colin, you want to talk a little bit about what you do?
I'm also in your marketing department. We help out agents with anything they might need, and I'm also a professional photographer. Do a lot of the listing photos for the company and things like that.
Listing photos are very important when selling a home, but we're going to get to a lot of stuff like that on this show. Know that almost everybody is involved in a real estate transaction in their lives, and it's a very important decision, so I think it's something that means a lot to everybody. You don't hear a lot about it, and you know, there's always more things you could learn. What's a good opportunity to buy and sell and what helps in those areas. So we're going to talk about some real estate tips on the show. Also, you know, just tips in your own home, remodeling or getting your home ready for sale or just making it more enjoyable for yourself. We'll also bring in some experts on things like that, some special guests. We have a special guest today, actually. It is John Bellio, who is the broker-owner of Coldwell Banker Roth Worley Graber. He gets to be on the first show. He's got 30 years of real estate experience, so he's going to be able to give us some great insight on the current market. You're definitely going to want to stick around for that. We're also going to talk about some current statistics that are important in the real estate market to know how the market is trending right now. If you need more information at any time about real estate or want to look at any home for sale right now on the market in Northern Indiana, you can go to our website, movingindiana.com. You can also contact us during the show, give us ideas for segments or some questions you may have about real estate by simply going on Twitter at Moving Indiana. So this is the Moving Indiana radio show. Let's get moving. I'm sure looking for homes right now. It's buying season. It's the spring. People are definitely trying to move before school year starts in the fall, so they're probably looking at homes right now. Colin, what are some stats that people generally look for when they're looking for homes?
You know, when you're looking for a home, you got your basic things like square footage of the home, how many bedrooms does it have, how many basements does it have, typically 1 or 0, but there's some other stats that you might not think about usually, and they do matter. Tony, what are some other statistics that we would look at? Well,
one that you may have heard of, but may not, and you're definitely going to want to ask your realtor about all these stats, and this is why it's important to have a realtor, because some of this information is not readily available to the public, and it's very important when you're looking for a home. And one of them is days on the market. You know, how long has it been since a home was originally listed? It lets you know if it's a hot property or not. In the spring, homes tend to go faster. So if you're looking at a home and it's only been on the market for 5 days, you're going to want to get in and look at that home right away if it looks like something that's really going to interest you and your family so that it doesn't get scooped up by somebody else. You're also probably going to have to write a more aggressive offer to get that house. If a house has been on the market for 200 days, you might be able to get in there with a low ball offer. There's less of an urgency. If they drop the price, it may become a hot property again, because odds are it's been on the market for 200 days because it's a little overpriced. So you probably don't want to come in with a full priced offer. You can also look at average days on the market. That's important for a seller. If you're thinking about selling, ask your realtor about that. It gives you an idea of how long it's going to be there. If the average days on market in your neighborhood is 65 days and you know you got to relocate for work in 2 months, you know, that gives you a good idea of when you should put your house on the market. Colin, can you think of another one that we can talk about here for house hunters?
A good thing to educate your buyers on is the number of homes that most buyers lose before they win a home. So, you know, it could be disappointing if you would put in an offer on a home and it doesn't go through, something doesn't happen. If you know ahead of time that, you know, that happens, you know, and that's okay. then maybe it's not so heartbreaking.
Yeah, that definitely goes on in the spring. You definitely don't want to be discouraged. Just keep looking. More houses are coming on the market. Like we said, with that days on market, you just want to get in on them quick. And another thing to think about is list to sale price ratio. You can kind of get an idea of what you're going to end up paying for a house if you can have your realtor look at the neighborhood and say, homes in this neighborhood sell for 97% of the list price. So if a home's listed for $100,000, then you can probably get that house for $97,000. Some neighborhoods it's lower, some it's more. Just kind of depends on the market at that time and if it's a buyer's or seller's market. Also, like a hidden number that isn't some stat you think about is the number of offers on a listing. Obviously, if you're the only offer, you got some more negotiating power, but sometimes on undervalued homes like foreclosures and HUD homes, there could be definitely multiple offers. Even your standard family residence being sold right now, since it's kind of a seller's market, could have multiple offers. So you definitely want to think about that. We'll talk a little bit later about home price trends and some statistics that are going on right now. But another thing to think about if you're a buyer is the cost to repair a home. Obviously, you'd hope for a home that's move-in ready, but, you may fall in love with the layout of a home that's not. I'm sure your wife's going to think right away, man, that pink bathroom sink has just got to go. That's something you got to think about when you're putting in an offer on a house or comparing it to other homes is, what's it going to cost to get this home ready for you? Some things are just cosmetic like the sink, but some, you're actually going to have to put some money into the house to repair it to make it more livable. And when it comes to repairs on that home, you're definitely going to want to ask a realtor about it. And you can ask us any question at any time. We'll be happy to respond by just emailing us at sales@cbrwg.com. A good question might be repairs or upgrades to your home, because you could put $6,000 into a hot tub, but when you sell your home, you're not going to get $6,000 back for that necessarily for adding that value. But, kitchens and bathrooms are good things to put a little money in. And if you have some specific questions, just feel free to contact us at sales@cbrwg.com or on Twitter @MovingIndiana.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you can go to movingindiana.com at any time and check out all these homes. Speaking of repairs, sometimes pricing needs a repair as well. Back in 2007, the old market, buyers were gaining when the sellers were losing and downsizing. But now it's 2013, the market's rebounding.
Yeah, we got a new market out there.
A new market. Prices are back to normal, so whether you're upsizing or downsizing, going to work out for you.
And a good way to see what pricing is doing right now is you got a pretty good idea of what your house is worth. Go to movingindiana.com and search for homes in your neighborhood. You can do that right on the home screen. Put in your neighborhood and see what houses are going for in your neighborhood and how your home compares. And you can kind of see where the market's going that way. It's a good little trick there. You can also search on movingindiana.com right from your smartphone. If you're driving and listening to us, you might want to wait till a stoplight or pull over. But definitely check out movingindiana.com. Every house is for sale in the area. And unlike some national sites that has some old information, it's accurate data, no homes that aren't for sale and all the ones that are. And your Coldwell Banker Roth Riley Graber agent can take you to see any of them. So contact us at movingindiana.com. And coming up next from Coldwell Banker Roth Riley Graber, we have owner-broker John Bellio.
You're listening to the Moving Indiana Real Estate Show on News Talk 1190 WOWO and now 92.3 FM.
You're listening to the Moving Indiana Real Estate Show with Tony and Colin. Visit them online at movingindiana.com. You're listening to the Moving Indiana Real Estate Show with Tony and Colin on News Talk 1190 WOWO and now 92.3 FM.
Welcome back to the Moving Indiana Real Estate Show, where we're here to answer your real estate questions and give you information on the local market. If you have questions, feel free to email us at sales@cbrwg.com. Yes, contact us at Coldwell Banker Roth Riley Graber. Our website is also movingindiana.com. You can send us a message there. I'm Tony Didier, back again with Colin Thompson. And we have another special guest here from Coldwell Banker Roth Riley Graber. It is the owner, John Bellio. John, how you doing today?
I'm doing great, Tony. Colin, good to see you again.
Thanks for coming in, John. We really appreciate it. How long have you been in real estate?
Well, let's just say over 30 years. But my parents started when I was 10, so you can't help but grow up in the building and real estate business.
Excellent. So you're a little bit of an expert then. Why did you get into real estate? What do you like about it?
I swore I'd never get into real estate watching my parents in it because it's a 24/7, 7-day-a-week business. And then, of course, it gets in your blood. You start to love it because of the excitement and helping people, and it's just something that really motivated me, so drew me in that direction.
I think all of our listeners can agree that real estate can be fun and exciting. It's a big decision.
Now, John, earlier we were talking about market trends and things like that. How does the market compare now to maybe earlier in your career, and what have you seen?
I've seen a lot. I got into the business in 1980, so 81 was a very interesting market with 17% interest rates, 22% on cars. It was a very painful marketplace, but in the history of real estate since I've been in it, average interest rates have been between 9 and 10%. So looking at today's marketplace with the market rates of 15-year rates at 2.75 and 30-year rates at 3.25%, it's ridiculous. I mean, you can get so much more home for the money, and the homes are so much nicer today with much more amenities than the old days. So who would have ever thought we needed a 3-car garage just to fit 2 cars in it, but we really do.
How does the Fort Wayne market compare to some other markets around the country?
Actually, the Fort Wayne marketplace has been a leader in a good way and bad. The good way was we were the first ones to go into the recession, which was horrible for us, but a lot of people laugh about it now, and we can because we're still around, even though we didn't think we would be. But we're also one of the first markets to come out of this recession. So we were the first in, and now we're the first out. And that's really good news for both buyers and sellers. And I can elaborate on that a little bit later. We talk about some of the market statistics and trends.
Yeah, I feel like Fort Wayne real estate remains pretty stable even in downturns and big upswings. Is it different in other markets in the country?
Yes, it is. Indiana, in general, is much more mid-market. So we don't have the ebb and flow that some of the Californias and the Floridas and the coastal markets do in the major markets. They have 20-30% gains, 20-30% losses. We ran at about a 9% loss at the peak, which was not too bad. I mean, some areas got hit a little harder, 12-14%, but nothing like the coastal regions. And now that we're back, hey, we're up 6, 7, 8, 9%. It's not a big move up or down, but it's very stable, which is really a good place to make a living and live.
How do you see things going here in the near future? Is it we're going to keep trending up? Any predictions on that?
Oh, predictions. Just let me shake this crystal ball I've got in front of me. Now, the predictions are right now that they think the marketplace will remain about the same as it is right now, which is incredibly good. And we'll talk about that. I can give you a little more detail on that one. But the market should be good for the rest of 2013 and probably most of 2014. However, as the economy starts to pick up, we're going to stop seeing the Fed buying down these rates, and we're going to start seeing interest rates move up. So I'm a little bit cautious about second quarter of 14, and they can't hold me to this, but we're pretty confident that second quarter of 2014 rates will start to increase, and they might increase by as much as 1%. And that could make quite a bit of a difference on some of the payments.
So your payment would go up, a decent amount then? If the interest rates go up 1%?
It would, depending on, obviously, the purchase price. But I've got some examples for you, if you don't mind. I'll run through a little bit of this.
Go for it, John.
The old market was roughly 2007, somewhere back in that window of time, and you can up or down 1 year. But back then, it was definitely a buyer's market if you were buying a home, and sellers were losing at that point because typically prices were down about 9%. So if I'm selling a $100,000 home, I'm losing $9,000 to sell that home, which really stopped a lot of people from selling, except for those who were forced to sell because of loss of job and or transfers and such. So basically, when you sold a $100,000 home, you lost 9%, which was $9,000. But when you bought a $200,000 home, they also lost 9%, which was $18,000. So you, as a seller of one home and a buyer upsizing, would save $9,000. Secondly, the interest rates were as low as 3%, so you would basically be jumping into that new home for a little bit of an increase, about $306 to double the size of your home. Now, let's talk about that. You're moving out of a ranch home on a slab with a 2-car garage at $100,000, and you're buying a 2-story home on a basement with a 3-car garage for $200,000, and your payment's only going up $306. Now, that's based on a 5% versus a 3% rate, 30-year loan. But that was one heck of an increase for buyers. Who paid for that loss? It was the sellers. Well, today, 2013, we have much more of a balanced market. So today, the sellers have regained that 9% loss that they had back in 2007. So they're not hurt either way. Whether you want to upsize or downsize, sellers are in great shape. That's why I think this is the best market ever if you're a seller to jump in and sell your home. And if you're a buyer, I'd be interested to move now as opposed to waiting till mid 2014 when the rates start to go up. Because as an example, if I was downsizing right now and I had a $300,000 home with a 4% rate on it, payment roughly $1,432, somewhere in that ballpark, and I'm going to downsize to a $200,000 home with a 3% interest rate, payment of about $843, I'm saving $589, and I didn't lose anything on the sale of the home. That's why I think this is the best market I've seen in a long time.
So you're saying it's a seller's market, but if you're a buyer, you wouldn't want to wait because the interest rates are going to increase.
I think it's a seller's market and it's a buyer's market. So basically, we're in a good win-win situation, as I was talking, because today we're at about a 4-month supply of inventory in the Fort Wayne marketplace. Now, 6-month is a balanced marketplace. So being at only 4 months of inventory means it's a seller's market. Sellers are out there getting multiple offers on their properties.
Excellent, John. Thank you. That's some great information. We'd love to have you stick around a little bit for the next segment if you can.
Not a problem.
You can contact us again on Twitter at Moving Indiana, Facebook.com/Moving Indiana, or email us any specific real estate question you may have about your home at sales@cbrwg.com. We'll be happy to get right back with you. And remember, search for any home for sale and get more information about Coldwell Banker Roth Riley Graber at movingindiana.com. We'll also put some tips that we talked about today, a little rundown of the show on movingindiana.com. If you're on your computer, just look at the bottom of the screen in the blue box. Should be Moving Indiana Real Estate Show link. This is the Moving Indiana Real Estate Show on News Talk 1190 WOWO and now 92.3 FM.
You're listening to the Moving Indiana Real Estate Show on News Talk 1190 WOWO and now 92.3 FM. This is the Moving Indiana Real Estate Show on News Talk 1190 WOWO and now 92.3 FM.
And we're back on the Moving Indiana Real Estate Show. Again, I'm Tony Didier here with Colin Thompson, and we're here representing Coldwell Banker Roth Riley Graber. We have over 300 realtors in northern Indiana, and we can provide you with a lot of services, let you know what your home's worth, help you sell your home, give you some advice on preparing it for sale. We can also help buyers, take you guys to see any home that you'd like to see, no matter who it's listed by. If you need our help with anything, you can find information on our website at movingindiana.com. You can also email us at sales@cbrwg.com or contact us on Twitter or Facebook at Moving Indiana. Colin and I specialize in marketing and getting your home ready for sale. There's a lot of times a lot of pictures that need to be taken. Colin, what do you look for in photos for a house online?
It's nice to be, sometimes they're not even brightly lit, That's a first step is, be able to see the room. So yeah, nice and bright, nice wide shots of the room, decluttered, which your realtor will help you out with, how to stage the home for sale, for photos. So a lot of times that's important.
And a lot of times when you stage the home, you really just move around what you have. You don't need to go putting a lot of money into your house. That's for sure.
Absolutely. Yep.
So Coldwell Banker Roth Riley Graber can help you with that. Again, go to movingindiana.com for more information. We have our fearless leader, John Bellio, back with us. John, you talked a lot about the market. I have some specific stats here. As compared to this time last year in Fort Wayne, home prices are up 3.5%. That's actually all of Allen County over this time last year. And you mentioned a lot about how the market is good for buyers and sellers, and that really shows in the stat that says that closed sales on homes are up 22%. So it's looking like Fort Wayne people are agreeing with you on a good time to buy and sell. Is it seeming like there's a lot of traffic going on out there right now?
Yeah, we're incredibly busy right now with both listings and sales. Unfortunately, we're actually selling more homes than we're listing right now. So we are slowly running out of market. We used to have a 6-month supply. As I mentioned, we're down into the 3.5% to 4% range in most of our markets across the board, and that's kind of scary. So what that would mean is that prices would start to increase quicker because there's less inventory. And when you get any kind of fast movement in the market, prices increasing quicker, you're setting yourself up for failure. So we'd like to see a nice, stable market. So if you were thinking about selling, now is a great time to get your house in the market, and we can get you a good price for it and hopefully be able to find you something else or build you a new home. We've got a lot of new construction going on in Fort Wayne. I'm a former home builder myself, so I've got good expertise in that arena, and we can help you out with that.
Why would you hire a realtor for new home construction?
Oh, Boy, a lot of reasons. The number one reason is you go to a home builder and you're going to look at the pricing model of their base prices, and you might say, oh, this is wonderful. I'll take this house and I'll put it in this neighborhood. And then you go through their data center and you start picking out different door handles and locks and chandeliers and all the wood floorings and other upgrades. And by the time you're done, you've outpriced yourself for the market. Then later you come back and want to sell your home and you've overbuilt for the area. So it's good to have a third party involved, and they can help you out, and it's no charge to you as the buyer. It's a wonderful process. Why would you not take a professional's advice to help you out?
Yeah, so not overbuild for the home, and probably the realtor can help you with that and save you money when you're building the home too by not putting money into things that you don't need or that don't add value to your home. I know this is clearly different for everyone, but John, what are some rules of thumb that you look for in a good home?
Well, location. It depends on, that's been the old slogan. It's still true today. It really depends on what you're looking for and what your needs are. But, as an example, a lot of our buyers, one of the first questions they ask us is about the school areas because they've got children that are in one school zone and they want to stay there. So that's important for them. Other questions they might ask is they want to be close to work, close to shopping, easy access to the highway. You name it, there's all kinds of amenities. And we've got subdivisions all over, so we can help them in different areas. So there's a lot going on and a lot of questions. It's really a broad question.
What about anything with the quality of the home or layout? Obviously, location is very important, but, I'd like a good man cave personally.
A lot of people would, but then again, when you go to resell, the buyer might not want that man cave. So that's why it's important to get a third party involved and help you out. We've had a lot of neighborhoods over the years, and I won't name any, but they were built with a lot of custom homes. And what that means in custom homes is that the individuals picked things out exactly the way they wanted them. We had some high school colors, to say the nice way, in bathroom stalls, in toilet sinks, cabinets, countertops, you name it. And that might be really neat for the buyer, for the seller of that home, and while you live there. But when you go to resell it on the straight market to the normal buyer out there, they want something fairly neutral. So that tends to be a problem when people customize too much.
Speaking of customizing, if you need to put in some new amenities in your home, repair some things, it's good to contact Windows, Doors, and More. Clearly, they have windows and doors and plenty more. Go ahead and contact Windows, Doors, and More for upgrades to your home. John, I know you mentioned location's important. Also, movingindiana.com, you can search for homes by map and by subdivision, so you can kind of narrow down right where you want to be, no matter where you're at in northern Indiana. If you're on mobile right now, you can use your cell phone to go to movingindiana.com. You can literally click right there on the first screen, search for homes nearby, and it'll show you the closest homes to where you're standing. And also the closest open houses to where you are. So,
Tony, should they park the car before they do that? Or?
Probably. I mean, maybe they're streaming us on their iPhone. I'm sure you can do that on News Talk 1190 WOWO and now 92.3 FM. Look for those homes in the area. You should be able to find open houses near you, too. It is Sunday, and we will list some open houses in our next segment as well. But we've talked a lot about realtors. And, John, what should people look for in their realtor?
Well, you want somebody that's going to be timely responding to you, someone that's going to be honest, have integrity. I mean, those are some key things that I would look for. Also, you want to look for an agent that is supported with a good company. Obviously, as a company owner, I'm stronger into the company side of things, but you want to make sure that they've got the support they need. When you look at our industry as a whole, there's a lot of entities out there, a lot of companies that give the agent a phone, a desk, and say, go sell something, and there's really no training, no support. Whereas what we do with the agents that come on board with our firm is they go through a 6-week intensive training program, and then there's continual ongoing training the entire time they're with the company. And then obviously with the Blue Crew, which you guys are both members of, and Coldwell Banker, Rothworley, Grayberg, we're there as an inside sales team to help the agents. So we can gather good information, do some dynamite presentations and flyers, outstanding professional photos from Colin, who also does weddings and graduation photos. Cheap plug for Colin, but he does a great job on that. And having a professional photographer involved is outstanding. That really takes a burden off of the agent and allows the agent to focus on getting your home listed, getting it set up to show correctly, and then following through with the buyers and marketing the property to try to get it sold, as opposed to messing around with creating websites and photos and upgrading things. We've got a team to do that at our company, so it really helps the agents out tremendously.
Excellent. Now, obviously, people buy and sell their homes when their lifestyle needs it, family grows, relocating for work, whatever the case may be. But also, people buy homes as investments. The Wall Street Journal actually recently did an article on how investing has risen a lot lately. Have you seen that in Fort Wayne, John?
We have. Actually, we've seen international investors come to our marketplace as well. We have a property management division with our company. Currently manage roughly about 130 homes as investment rentals. And actually, the rental market is incredible right now. We have no vacancies. We're looking for more homes right now, actually, because there's a lot of people who, even though they've got a good job, they might have had a little bit of credit history problems in the past, and lenders, are very, very sticky right now with their money. So the rental market's been very good for us. And a lot of investors are coming in buying homes that need that remodeling work that, quite honestly, the sellers just didn't have the money to do. There's some good buys out there.
Definitely. And now, like you said, is a good time to sell because home prices are rising. Another option for people may be property management, maybe rent out their houses. There's a lot of professionals, doctors relocating into the area. Get some good tenants in there, get a property manager that can screen them and collect checks every month and can move to that house that you've had in mind.
Yeah, we do. I do some investing myself as well in the rental markets, and we're looking at a rate of return of between 8 and 12% right now for myself on my properties that I've got. And last time I looked at my bank statement, I was getting about 0.5% interest. So if that,
sounds
like
a much better return.
Yeah.
Have you ever flipped a home? Personally?
I have done that. We do purchase some homes and do some remodeling work on them. There's a lot of good buys out there. Our company represents both Freddie, Fannie, and HUD as well. We do a lot of those properties, and we have a ton of investors who purchase those with our assistance and then remodel them and put them back on the marketplace.
Yeah, and those homes are, even for somebody looking for their own personal residence, you can get a good deal on a HUD home. You just might be competing with some investors, but don't they usually give a little time for people looking to live in the home to get in on their first?
They do. If you're looking to actually buy a home for yourself to live in, you're going to be able to get a Best Buy because most of the, not plugging Best Buy, but you can get a Best Buy out of those because the HUD has a provision in their contract where first they're only looking for offers on most of the homes that are going to be live-in. So they're not looking for people to buy them, invest them, and flip them.
Well, and you can see any of these homes and search foreclosures specifically on our website, movingindiana.com. You can also search specifically for luxury and lakefront homes, as some people, with the market doing better, can afford that second home on Lake James, maybe at Souls Bay perhaps. So if you want to see homes like that, go to movingindiana.com on your computer, smartphone, iPad, doesn't matter. If you have any questions about what you've heard on the show, just feel free to email us at sales@cbrwg.com. Or if you have some topics you'd like us to discuss on future shows, we'll be here every Sunday at 10 a.m. until 11. Just go ahead on Twitter or Facebook at Moving Indiana, and we'd be happy to use whatever you want as a topic. We're doing this show for you, the public, to help you be more educated on real estate. It's a big decision. We know that. I'm here with Colin Thompson. I'm Tony Didier. We're going to help you with that.
Yeah, well, thanks for stopping by, John. Really appreciate your insight and all this.
Well, I appreciate being here. Thanks, guys. You're doing a great job with the show, and I think the customers are going to love it.
Thanks for stopping by. Coming up on this next segment here, we're going to preview the open houses today. And,
definitely go check that out if you get a chance on News Talk 1190 WOWO and now 92.3 FM.
This is the Moving Indiana Real Estate Show on News Talk 1190 WOWO and now 92.3 FM. Visit them online at movingindiana.com. You're listening to the Moving Indiana Real Estate Show with Tony and Colin on News Talk 1190 WOWO and now 92.3 FM.
Welcome back to the Moving Indiana Real Estate Show. I'm Tony Didier here with Colin Thompson. We're here talking to you about real estate trends, stats, tips, anything you can think of. We're from Coldwell Banker Roth Riley Graber, and you can get any information on real estate at our website, movingindiana.com, or email us your questions at sales@cbrwg.com. Quickly want to mention, next Saturday and Sunday, June 8th and 9th, from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m., the University of St. Francis Physician's Assistant Program is putting on a garage sale sale. So if you're around the St. Francis campus next week, Saturday or Sunday, it's 2702 Spring Street. Check out some nice items there, and all the proceeds go to their trip to Haiti on a medical mission. St. Francis next week if you're out and about. And if you're out and about today on Sunday, you have some opportunities to go to some open houses. If you are in the area of some homes you want to check out, just pull out your smartphone, go to movingindiana.com. You can click on nearby open houses, and it'll bring up the closest ones to you. You can also go to movingindiana.com and click open houses to see all the open houses we have available. But right now, Colin and I are going to highlight some that you may want to check out if you're in the market for a home in that price range, or maybe there's one in your neighborhood you want to check out, or you're just looking for something fun to do on a Sunday that costs you no money at all.
Absolutely. Open houses are a great time. Now, open houses are great because usually you can see any home with one of our realtors. They'd be happy to show you. But today, open houses, you can just go pop in without a realtor and just check it out. We're looking at one here at 14510 Indian Creek Road. Now, this is in one of the really nice neighborhoods in the southwest area called Devil's Hollow. And this is just a beautiful 2-story brick exterior, custom-built home. It's sitting on 3 full acres in Devil's Hollow. It's a really nice, beautiful wooded lot. And this is just a great home. Carly Bainan, a realtor of ours, will be there, happy to show you from 1 to 3 today.
We're going to kind of start with the more expensive homes and work our way down. That home in Devil's Hollow is a pretty penny, but we also have one if you're on the northeast side of town and you want to check it out, or you're trying to be on the northeast side of town. There's a beautiful neighborhood there called Forest of Foxwood, where Ken Trulock and Maxine Martin are offering a home for $379,900 at 10208 Kilkea Place. This home is beautiful. It's new, but it looks classic. Great stone on the exterior. Also has a granite island in the kitchen, basement, as well as an in-ground pool that's nicely fenced in with an awesome low-maintenance deck. You can grill out there, swim with the family, have a party in the neighborhood. Looks like it's in a nice wooded area as well in Forest of Foxwoods for some privacy. So if you get the chance, you're on the northeast side of town, drop in on Ken Trulock and Maxine Martin at 10208 Kilkea Place in Forest of Foxwood.
And then back down in the southwest area in the beautiful Chestnut Hills neighborhood, we have 516 Club Course Drive. It's listed for $369,900 by John Lehmeyer. That's open today from 1 to 4 p.m. in the Chestnut Hills neighborhood and off of Illinois and Scott Road. Now this one's sitting on the 13th hole of the Chestnut Hills Golf Course. Beautiful setting, nice pond views. It's got over 4,000 square foot, 4 bedrooms, 4.5 baths. Really just a beautiful home. Nice brick exterior, got a nice basketball hoop in the front yard for your kids to play on, and really just a nice listing.
While you're on the southwest side of town, you can definitely go to Westchester Ridge, which is just right up the road at Scott and Covington Road, and visit Marlon French at 10522 River Birch Run. Now, if you want something that's move-in ready, this is the house for you. It's got new oil-rubbed bronze light and fixtures, all new carpet on the main and upper levels, fresh paint, new stainless steel appliances that stay with the home, and also the lower level has 11-foot ceilings, so it doesn't even feel like a basement, and it's got a wet bar and a full bath. So go check out Marlon French, John Lehmeyer in Chestnut Hills, and then finish up at Devil's Hollow at that Carly Bainan listing, because I heard Carly's making desserts. So if she's baking, you definitely want to hit up that listing.
Absolutely. Again, all these nice listings are available at movingindiana.com. We've got an open houses tab at the top there. You can check all those out. And we have over 300 agents in the area to help you out buying and selling these homes. In addition to Fort Wayne, we have agents in Huntington, Angola, South Bend, all over the area. And we have a nice listing here on a lakefront property in Sylvan Lake. This is a 610 Spring Beach in Rome City. This is really just a nice lakefront home. It's over 1,000 square foot. Redone, nice great room, lots of windows. Open concept, perfect entertaining, really just a nice home. Renee Cox will be there from 1 to 3 today if you're up in the lake areas and want to check out that beautiful lake home.
Also, if you're up there, you can go over to Kendallville, see another lake home from noon to 3 with Sue Teasdale. This one has 194 feet of lake frontage. So you're definitely going to want to check that one out. It's got 2 full and 1 half baths, which is, for a lake home, that's some pretty good amenities. And also has a new roof in 2009, so you don't have to worry about that big chunk of change if you have to, put on a new roof or any leaks or anything like that. And it's on Little Long Lake. So if you want to check out a lake home potentially up in Kendallville, it's a great one with 194 feet of lake frontage, hosted by Sue Teasdale from noon to 3, and that's at 402 North Shore Drive.
Back down in Fort Wayne off of St. Joe and Maple Crest, we have 5333 Sable Lane. That's going to be hosted by Dave Gall from 1 to 3 today. This is really just a nice 2-story house on a basement at $139,900. It's really just a great value for a full finished basement.
That's a great price
home.
for a basement
Absolutely.
home.
It's on a cul-de-sac, corner lot with a private fence. Great deal here on a nice home on a basement. All the appliances stay, large bedrooms. You really got to go check this one out.
Also at $139,900, we have a home listed in New Haven. If you're looking to go to that area, 9547 Dention Lane. And this open house is hosted by Lisa Johnson from 1 to 3. It looks like a very nice 2-story home with great curb appeal. It's in Pinestone, and it's got a great floor plan with a living room, kitchen, and eating area with a spacious pantry. There's also an office and a utility room on the main level, and the upper level has 4 bedrooms, so that can fit your growing family for sure. There's also a deck that's just a great outdoor living space that's professionally landscaped, and it's just a quality home with Energy Star standards for efficiency. So if you're looking for low utility bills in New Haven, go see Lisa Johnson today from 1 to 3 at 9547 Dention Lane.
Now, again, you can check out these listings and many more at movingindiana.com. Up on the open houses tab is where you'll find these, but you can search for your dream home anywhere, and we have over 300 agents to help you out with that. Another great home here listed for $109,900 by Meyer and Strasburger is 9325 Crystal Springs. Move-in ready home. It's been extensively remodeled. It's 1,500 square foot, spacious eat-in kitchen, open to the family room. Really just a nice listing here. It's open for 1 to 4 today in the Haverhill neighborhood in Southwest Allen.
Also open from 1 to 4. If you're looking for something just really convenient and close to everything, Paul Martin's hosting an open house at 3714 Dave Way Drive. I've actually been in this house. I took the photos on this house. No, they're not as good as Colin Thompson's photos at ColinThompsonPhoto.com, but it is a very well-maintained home. I mean, you can see the pride of ownership throughout this one, seriously. They've got an awesome brand-new garage door. It looks great. Also, like I said, it's close to everything. It's off of Trier and Hobson near Snyder High School, Glenwood Park area. And speaking of park areas, the backyard of this thing, fenced in, feels like a park. They got a picnic table, fire pit. I mean, if you like to be outdoors with your family with some privacy and still be close to everything, 3714 Dave Way Drive is something to check out today. Like I said, it's near Trier and Hobson. It's a 1,300 square foot ranch in great shape with some wood floors. And go check out Paul Martin over there from 1 to 4.
Also, down in the northeast side of town, we have 7315 Turkey Run. It's open from 1 to 3 today, hosted by Adam Smith. Really just a great home. Nice 3-bedroom, 2 full bath ranch. Really, great starter home. It's listed at $93,500. And on our website, Moving Indiana here, we have an estimated payment. It's a good idea to check that out. Maybe get pre-approved for a loan at Hallmark Mortgage. They can let you know, get your range of what you can buy.
They can also let you know what that monthly payment's going to be exactly.
Absolutely.
Which, a lot of times is more important when you're budgeting, over the actual sale price. And they can be reached at hallmarkhomemortgage.com. So definitely that's the first step if you're looking for a home. But doesn't hurt to go to an open house today, even before you get pre-approved. You can call them tomorrow. They'll be in the office. Would love to help you out. But also, go to movingindiana.com, like Colin said, and, check out all the prices, square footage, beds, baths, all the info on these homes. But if you want a nice traditional home with the original charm, there's one over by Foster Park near Broadway and Rudisill, hosted by Ann Shive from 1 to 3. It's 1135 Sheridan Court, and I mean, this is a beautiful traditional home for just $89,000. It's got the original hardwood floors, original charm, original woodwork, close to Taylor University's old campus, 2-car garage, which is really unique in an older home, but it's got that newer furnace and roof, and the appliances stay. So if you like a house with some character, go see Ann Shive today at 1135 Sheridan Court over by Foster Park.
Yeah, so check out all those listings today. Go hit up those open houses. And again, you can go to movingindiana.com to find out more. And you can hit us at sales@cbrwg.com. Find us on Twitter at movingindiana. You can contact any one of our agents. They'd love to help you out. You can find out what your home is worth, maybe get you into your next dream home.
Yeah, I can't believe this hour is over. It's our first show. We're going to be back every Sunday from 10 to 11 with real estate tips. Anything you want us to talk about. Twitter at Moving Indiana, or email us at sales@cbrwg.com. There's no dumb real estate questions. We're giving you the real estate real talk here. We just want to help you guys out. No obligations at all. Just call us at Coldwell Banker Roth Willie Graber. Speak with any of our agents. They're all well trained and would love to hear from you. You can go meet them at their open houses today that we talked about. And again, this has been the Moving Indiana Real Estate Show, brought to you by Windows, Doors & More and Hallmark Home Mortgage. For Tony Didier and Colin Thompson at Coldwell Banker Roth Willie Graber, this has been the Moving Indiana Real Estate Show on News Talk 1190 WOWO and now 92.3 FM.